So, Mr. Shane Lynch, how you doing?
What's going on?
It's been absolutely wicked to be here and watch everyone racing. How's it been for you? You've had fun out here in the buggies. You've been out racing in a bigger car as well.
It's been a good day, actually, or should I say weekend, all in all. I've been here since kind of Friday, setting up, getting ready for this awesome event that we call Gymkhana Grid. My car in particular, I always kind of come here knowing that we were not really a contender as such. We're just going to put on a big show.
Because the car that you brought here today, it's still in its infancy, right? It's a relatively new build.
It is. I mean, we kind of been trying to develop it over this last year, getting ready for next year's season. When it comes to the grid here, we've got way too much horsepower, way too much torque, way too much everything. It's a, it's a drift car. It's built for high-speed transitions and drifts. To kind of slow it down or tame the beast, as to say, is a little bit difficult for us to do. She's a supercharged V8 monster.
Yeah, something like 600 pounds of torque.
Yeah, she's got about 600 pounds of torque, which is just intense. So once I hit that accelerator, she doesn't really go forward. It just sits on the tarmac and just cannot grab a hold of it quite as I would like it to do. So
I'm guessing pretty much you could take off in any gear and that thing's going to wheel spin.
Well, we designed the car pretty much to do that with the torque of the V8 to kind of go through the gearbox and leave it in a high-end gear. So when you're coming down into different transitions and stuff, we don't really have to worry about a gear change.
Yeah.
You just leave it there, you stand the accelerator, and away she goes. So it's kind of designed to do that. So it's, you can put it pretty much in any gear and light it up.
Well, I think that's the beauty of Gymkhana is it is a big leveler. It's like a really tight course we've got here. You can bring along your 600 horsepower beast, but then you can also have, a 300 horsepower Subaru down there. We've had some pretty small cars, and they can hold their own. There's some good racing happening.
Without a doubt, I think we were trying to map our car actually to take a lot of power out of it, but it's just not designed. We just couldn't do it. So ideally, I'd love 300 horses. Without a doubt, it might actually get somewhere out there. But it's nice to see all the different types of cars, even down to the little Mazda. A little convertible thing out there looks cool,
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite cars. I think that really hits home, like the grassroots of Gymkhana. Like, you can pick those up on eBay with an already welded diff. Maybe they've done quite a few miles, but you're talking a couple of grand.
No,
and
absolutely.
You can bring that down here and you are competitive in that kind of car. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, there's a great thing about this sport is you don't have to need the biggest budget and the biggest sponsors or the biggest anything. You can come here as an independent guy and come and contend against some of the best guys in the world, and it's fantastic.
I think one of the coolest things was the buggies.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like an absolute handful. It's a Honda Fireblade, so 1,000cc, 1-litre sports bike with 4 wheels. We've had a few celebrities out there, including yourself. What were those things like to drive?
Admittedly, I'm struggling, I have to say. I hadn't had the greatest testing session Friday or Saturday because we did some different issues. So I went out this morning and put in some bad runs, actually. I don't mind admitting that because it was shocking. I think I stalled a couple of times on the line, so it was a disaster for me altogether. They're a wild, wild machine. Again, it's kind of almost like my Nissan Z. They've got so much power and so much grip. If you don't kind of enter into whatever obstacle you're going around correctly, it's so difficult. They've got so much understeer. They just want to push on. They don't want to go around a corner. So if you don't set up initially, then you've got to struggle. And that's pretty much where I kind of fell off, really. I struggled setting it up properly.
So you were a bit of a DNS, some mechanical problems, engine failure, catastrophic, or?
No, it's nothing big, thankfully. But you know what? I think it's always the problem when you've got a van load of spares, every spare you can possibly have that will go wrong, except for that one little part. That one little part that you didn't bring.
Yeah, and that's always the way.
That's the way it is, and it's an alternator bracket that was specially fabricated for that engine, and we can't seem to get it fixed in time, so we're out.
That is a shame. Well, I'll tell you what is not a shame. We've got these two coming out for a bit of a demo now. Two of the wildest cars. Shane, thank you ever so much. Good luck fixing that car and good luck for the season ahead.
Cheers.
Thank you. So out on track now, as we clean up, I'm guessing that's some radiator fluid that got leaked out there, unfortunately, of I think, Dimitri's car. We've got the two hoonigan vehicles out there. Two very famous cars. If you've got the internet at home, then you'll definitely have seen these two cars before. I think I can see Gerard Deander down there. He's got his headset on. Gerard, how's it going, man? Well, just give him a second to... oh, he's got a microphone.